Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Tazapai here with your daily lunch special, and today we'll be serving up some salvation, all right? And in the process, give the praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right? So we're going to kick it off here, the 23rd Psalm, at the top of the song, Psalm 1, all right, or Psalm 23 and 1. It says a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I just wanted to go in on this, particular passage right here, all right, in the midst of what's going on in the world, all right? People that had trusted in Egypt, which is America, are finding themselves being confounded. People that trusted in just this, the system, all right? So let's break this down. I'm going to go into that trust in Egypt. I believe that's Isaiah 19. But anyway, what I'm explaining, you got those that trust in the government. All right, then you have those that trust in the system of Babylon. All right. Mainly these women, they trust in the system, all right? This system of simps and just misguided and misdirected manhood, all right, which we've been lied to by our parents first and foremost, and we've been told that we gotta cherish that woman, all right, in that Jahim spirit, put that woman first, and we was misled in that, all right, because the man is the head. All right, meaning what? He comes first. All right, and what should have been taught in the households growing up is that, to these women, they need to learn how to be servants unto men. All right, but they were not taught that. All right, so that's what I mean by this system. All right, the society has told these women that, all right, all you got to do is show up. All right. Just look good and show up and let the man do all the rest. The man gonna do everything else. All right? But that took us out of our purpose, all right? Because we didn't know. As men, we didn't know until we were woke up and came into this knowledge, all right? Man's purpose on this earth is to serve the Most High. Woman's purpose is to serve a man who serves the Most High. All right? But let me get this right quick. I don't want that. Okay, that ain't it. Let's see. All right, so when we go look at Isaiah chapter 30, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children. And this is why we as a whole, all right, we as a people are in this predicament. And really it's the whole world, but we know from this same chapter, nope. Thinking about Jeremiah. We know from Jeremiah 30 and 7, all right, that this time of judgment, the scriptures called Jacob's trouble, all right? And it's called Jacob's trouble because this is the last time we'll be in this predicament. But we are in it, all right? Now, how do you survive it? How do you get through it? How do you endure this, all right? And this is what this lesson is about. As this lesson unfolds, you will see how to endure it, if it ain't too late already. All right. So here the Lord is saying, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. And this is why people are finding themselves in straits, because they took counsel, but they didn't take the counsel of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. They took counsel of Esau. They took counsel of wicked women. They took counsel of wicked men. All right. Just anybody, as the scripture said, anybody who would scratch the itch that they had. As the scriptures say, heaping unto themselves teachers, having itching ears. All right? So finding somebody to tell them what they want to hear, so then they could just go strong and long-headed into the folly that they had already conceived in their mind. All right? A lot of times people just look for what? A validation. All right? Even in doing wrong or being wicked. They're just looking for validation. Somebody to tell them, oh, that's okay. You all right. You deserve to do this. Or that don't apply to you. You know? All of this shit that's going to get our people, get our people judged. So it said right, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. So this is why, you got all these people upset, all right, behind this government shutdown, whether it's EBT, whether it's Section 8, or any of the other SNAP, whatever. All right, you're about to find out that your medical, the entire medical system is being revamped. And that's what this is all, that's exactly what the shutdown is about. All right? Well, actually, you got both sides, the Democrats, the two horns, the Republicans and the Democrats playing politics. All right? Why? Because they need you in straits. All you government handout recipients, they need you in straits. All right? Because they're getting ready to do a new thing. All right? And you will have little to no resistance of this thing that they're getting ready to do when you're in straits. Okay? People tend to go along with with what they already got planned for the people to do, which is take this MOTB, which is a microchip. Okay? And so this is the reason for all of the confusion, the derision, all right, the lack or the manufactured lack that the people are getting ready to suffer. You're going to suffer because they need you in dire straits. All right, because they're getting ready to ask you to do something that it should go against everything, every fiber of your being. If you got any, if you have any connection to your God gene, all right, it should be unfathomable what they're getting ready to ask people to do. All right, and that's concerning the MOTB. But, see, when you're in derision, hunger is talking. All right? Sick children is talking. That desperation now kicks in and it overrides logic. All right? Desperation, many times, will override logic. And this is why the Lord had been preparing us in this gospel, in this truth, in his precious word. He's been preparing us so our logic doesn't fail. Our wits stay about us, and we remain holding steadfast to his word. All right? When everybody else is bugging out. So again, Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So this is what you people been doing. And then when they said, oh, the government is shut down, no more SNAP and EBT, y'all automatically went to breaking the Most High's law. Automatic, whether it's, they were showing the videos, whether they were AI deep fakes, or if they was legitimate. I know these niggas. And you already got incidents of people that tried. The brother Hawaii. GMS North Carolina. He did a video with these two brute beasts, these burly brute beasts, was arrested for trying to steal, what was it, ribeye? They were trying to steal ribeyes and lobster, you know. So then, I mean, then your logic fails, all right? Because you talking about, oh, I got to feed my children. Your children ain't cracking lobster, bitch. You stealing that for you. And then trying to live high on the fucking hog, as they say. Or you know, you trying to get the best of the best. You know, and that's what's wrong with America, man. The best is reserved for the best. You know, the best should be reserved for the best. And I'm a firm believer in that. It should be differences. Like, if you know, you ain't got no ambition in life and you just happy getting by, you shouldn't be eating motherfucking the top shit. You should be eating ramen noodles and whatever else that your money can buy. But your money ain't gonna buy no ribeye and lobster is unclean. But anyway, what I'm saying is logic breaks down. Y'all going, it's another chick. I might put these videos together. I got some videos. She had a whole grocery, one of them big lawn, 50 gallon, probably more than 50 gallon, at least 50 gallon bag. And it was just full of steak. You know, just full of steak. So yeah, I mean, you can get a thing of beans, put them in a crock pot or a pressure cooker, and you could eat half a week on just a bag of beans. You feed your whole family for at least 2, maybe 3 days, depending on how much beans you cook. You know, and that I'm bringing this out to point out that our people just, as the scriptures say, they just wise to do evil. They're not doing this out of, you know, even though that would be wrong anyway, but they're not doing this out of no type of, you know, moral obligation or anything. I got to feed my kids. If you were worried about your children, then you would get off the fucking welfare. All right? But that's a woman's logic. And that's them feeding off of the system, trusting in Egypt, as it says, verse 2, that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Right. Y'all strengthen yourselves in the strength of in this case, the Pharaoh is Trump, or in the past, Biden, Obama, Bush. But these are your modern day pharaohs, because Egypt is spiritually, America is talking about America spiritually. Salaki for that. All right, so Egypt is talking about America spiritually. All right, and what y'all do, y'all went to get these benefits, and that was fine. But it's supposed to get you to a point, it's supposed to be able to help you to pull yourself up, all right, and get on your feet. And a lot of you never did. You just kept looking for them handouts month after month after month. That's what this is talking about. You strengthen yourself in the arm of Egypt and the Pharaoh. You went down to Egypt for help, all right, to strengthen yourself in the strength of the Pharaoh. And you trusted in the shadow of Egypt. Now that shadow is gone. Because what happened, you know, when a shadow hits light, there's no more shadow, all right? And that shadow of Egypt is being hit with the light of this truth. Therefore, the shadow is disappearing, all right? There's no more shadow for a lot of you people, and therefore you're going to have to face this grueling heat All right, the heat of judgment. And that's what's before us. All right, so while you was trusting in Egypt, what you should have been doing is what I read just a while ago. Okay, Psalm 23:1. The Lord is, well, a Psalm of David. All right, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So what does that mean? Well, it means this. This is Revelation 14. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb, Yahushai, all right, Yahushai, deliverer, all right. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having in his father's name, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters. That's the voice of the Lord. And as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung, as it were, a new song, all right? As it were, a new song. They didn't sing a new song. They sung as it were. So we sung the same old song, but we sung it like it was brand new. All right? Because a lot of this was being refreshed and we was being educated. All right? This was being drawn out of us because these are the things that we've been taught by the apostles are the things that were in us and needed to be drawn out. Okay? So if it was in us, then we knew it once before. All right, so it's nothing new, but we're singing it because we happy, we're joyful. All right, it's just like, we just enjoy it. All right, and especially right now. All right, the Lord has given us cause for great joy. So then we come out, and it's the same song, all right, the disciple song that Yahushua brought forth in the earth. And he taught it to his disciples, and he left, and they became what? They became apostolized. And then they went forth to carry that song to any and all who would learn it. All right? And then the same with Paul. Paul became a disciple of Yahushua, and then he was apostolized and sent forth to teach that new song. All right? So it ain't nothing new, but we're singing it with new zeal. We're singing it with new ambition. We're singing it with vigor. All right? Because look, we didn't have no hope before this. Here in Babylon, under this goddamn devil, we didn't have any hope. And then the Lord came, gave us this new song, and it was like, oh, wow. All right? And we was infused with a new energy, with that light, all right, of this gospel, the light of that marvelous light, as the scripture calls it, of Yahushua HaMashiach. All right? And it invigorated us. It as the scriptures say, it quickened us, all right, into a whole new spirit, a whole new energy. All right, and so here we are. When the whole world is down and depressed, we are at joy. We know what's ahead. We know what's getting ready to come. There's going to be more hardships, but these are necessary evils. All right, this judgment that's coming, pursuing the second Ezra, the 7th chapter, all right? These are necessary evils, all right? Because the world has to be judged. So again, Revelation 14:3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts. And the elders and no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. Which were redeemed from the earth. Verse 4, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. All right. It says, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Meaning what? These are the obedient. These are the very servants of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai that he giveth his secrets to, because they are in obedience. All right. And this is where we are. Obedience. All right. It's being rewarded. Disobedience, rebellion, is also being rewarded, but it's being rewarded, all right, in judgment and punishments. All right, what is that? Romans 6:23 say the wages. Well, the wage is something you earn. All right, so the wages of sin is death. So you see this judgment is you'll be out of line to mourn for this people, because they earned this death. They worked very hard to get to this death that the Lord is going to bring them, and it's going to be a lovely death. All right, and I'm be proud of them. That's you worked hard for that death. All right, and I see some people, I might give them a hand. There you go. That's what you wanted, right? Because I've been here personally offering life for over 16 years. And you know, still to this day, my videos only get a few views. So that let me know people want death. You know? And the brothers that get these thousands and thousands of views, they're not views of people trying to get. Some of them is trying to get edified. A lot of them there for folly. All right. So, you know, numbers in that sense doesn't mean anything. All right. Because you got a lot of people, they just, you know, looking for something to criticize or, you know, something to entertain them. All right. So people as a whole, they don't care about Yahweh Shai being returned unto us. All right. So when I see death just run rampant in these streets, just turned loose and turning up, yeah, I ain't got no what you want me to do. I'm not shedding a tear for the wicked. All right. We all work hard for what we get. And the Lord is not unjust to where, you know, he's going to reward a man unjustly. Everybody will get exactly what they deserve. Okay? Everyone. So, yeah, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right? Now, that's what King David was talking about. All right. And he was saying that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. See, when you got a good shepherd, as a lamb, the congregation, because that's what we are, the flock. Congregation means with, con is with, and Greg is flock. So you with the flock, you one of the lambs in the sheepfold among the numbers. So you got a good shepherd like Yahweh Shai. What does that mean? You don't want for nothing. You ain't got to worry about shit. You ain't got to worry about that wolf, which is Satan, and his demons, and these Edomites. You ain't got to worry about the wolf. You got to worry about a bear, any other predatory animal. All right, these heathens out here, we don't have to worry about. All right, that's when you dwelling richly within this word. You ain't got to worry about food or drink. God damn it. So when you got a good shepherd, you ain't got to worry about food or drink. The shepherd got it. All right. This is what King David was telling us. All right. And for the 144,000, this is exactly what they will be, because they follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right. The Lord is my shepherd. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is my shepherd. And then he said, I shall not want. All right. I ain't seen one brother from Great Millstone making a video about it. And get this, how good the Most High is. And you don't even hear these other camps, IUIC or ISUPK, making videos about how they struggling to make it. All right. And so whatever faith they come to, it hasn't affected them yet, to where all I'm seeing pretty much, even from men in the world, all I'm seeing is women making these videos crying. And then the shit ain't, it hit now, but they were making these videos last week and the week before last. The crisis hadn't even hit yet. But they know that it's coming for them. They feel it. All right. They know it's coming because they know they've been bullshitting. All women know that they've been bullshitting. And you could talk about the white woman, and white folk get EBT too, yeah. And they do get it. How many of them just trust in it? This is what I'm talking about. Getting it and trusting in it, that's two different things. Y'all made Egypt your strength instead of calling on Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So now you're going to be in lack. The Most High is going to put you in lack. I don't care if they open up today and say, all right, the government is funded and we giving everybody twice what they had before. You're still going to come to the same point of lack, all right, because you're morally bankrupt. You're spiritually bankrupt. And for those who've been storing up treasures in heaven, all right, that's what we had to pull on. We have a spiritual bank account. Y'all worried about Esau's credit score. You should have been worried about the Most High's treasure score. And you should have been sending up treasures. All right. We'll finish this up tomorrow. I got a few more precepts to go into. All right, now this is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. The Lord said, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, all right? Sottish is just a childish simplicity, all right? A stupidity, if you will. Teetering on childish. And that's all people. Like you look at the Drewski shit everybody's talking about. I don't know, I don't know why, but that was childish antics. But that's our people. We at the bottom of everything, but still we got time to joke and play about shit that's serious. Now I don't want to say shit like that, but things that are serious. All right? We play and make jokes about it, and when the time comes, he's one of them that's gonna find himself in straits. Out here playing. Our people don't take anything serious that they supposed to take serious. So it says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children and have none understanding. And that's what's wrong with our people. They truly have none understanding. It says they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Right. Because you get cut off from somebody, just giving you, they're just giving you some shit. You getting cut off from charity, and then your first mind is to commit a crime. That's because you're sottish. and you have none understanding. All right? They don't owe you that. You grown. And every adult is responsible for his own, and that's what the Lord is coming back. All right? We'll go out here. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 13. It says, let us hit a conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. It says, for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So you're going to have to answer for your own actions, your own misbehavings, all right, and misdealings. You're going to have to answer for your own anastrophe, all right, your conversation or conduct in this earth. You will have to answer as an adult, whether you're responsible or irresponsible. It doesn't matter. You're going to answer, all right? You're going to answer, not your mama, not your auntie you live with, not your grandmama. You will be accountable for your own actions. All right? And being cut off from benefits does not give anyone a right to break the Most High's law. And that's what I tell brothers in the camp. We're going to have to really be, in these times, we're going to have to really be men of character. All right? And integrity. We're going to have to be integral. All right? And maintain the integrity that we have. All right? That the scriptures give us. We're going to have to maintain that. When you're going to see people cutting corners, stealing, taking shit. You know? Maybe even come down to murder. You might see somebody murder somebody for some food. That don't mean we get to, you know, that doesn't mean it's okay to do. We're going to have to be men of the Lord throughout all of the chaos and the evils. All right? We're going to finish this tomorrow. I got some more on this. But to the next one, Shalom.